Welcome to Unpopular Wrestling Opinions, or UWO, a show where we comb through Twitter to find your most outlandish, outspoken, hot takes on professional wrestling, read them on air to a collection of panelists where they will debate on whether if your brash take actually has any merit, a leg to stand on, or is not so truly unpopular, or if it's trash and you should feel bad. Brought to you by the SmackDraw Podcast. I'm your host, Kyle Tyson, and joining me today are some fun, outspoken people that I personally have enjoyed so much that I asked them to come on the show. So without a further ado, first up, friend of the show, the brains behind Creation World, Sir Cuss-a-Lot himself, Travis.
What's going on, man?
Travis, you gotta fill me in on Creation World, because I'm familiar with the Smacking It Raw podcast, but it's much more than that.
Oh yeah, Smacking It Raw is one part of Creation World. We do all kind of things. All that nerd-ish is what we do. So, we got a podcast where we talk, generally about film, movies, television, video games, all that stuff. The Creation Conversation, that episode comes out once a month. We talk the latest news, all that kind of ish. And then we each present a film, television related topic to discuss. It could be anything from, who should be cast in, a certain movie, or, you play a game of Fuck, Marry, Kill with your favorite horror villains, whatever you want to do.
Nice.
But yeah, we do that. We got a show where we discuss the Arrowverse on the CW, Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. That's weekly. It's back now because Batwoman's back. We got a Dungeons and Dragons show coming soon. Dungeons After Dark, that's coming. Lots of things. We just started streaming on Twitch again, gameplay streaming on Twitch. So we'll be doing that as well. Lots of things happening there. CreationWorld.com. Check us out.
Hell yeah, man. Check them out. Second, from the very popular A Kenny for Your Thoughts podcast, a man who's never afraid to share his own unpopular opinion. Kenny.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. I am very outspoken. I don't mind ruffling a few feathers if it's for the greater good. For example, I don't like anything Travis says. No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. I've been on Travis's podcast before. He's awesome. Thank you for having me. This is awesome. I never get to do stuff like this, so I jump at the opportunity to be on.
Is it because nobody wants you to?
Right. Nobody. I don't have friends usually, so I mean.
Well, you told me that when I reached out to you, I just got buried in your DMs because you're so popular.
First of all, I never said that. This man is lying on my name right now. It did get buried in my DMs, but that's because Matt Ritter, who does the show with Travis, is always sending me love letters. So I have to, I usually ignore my DMs because of that.
That's a good excuse. I'll take that.
And nudes. He sends nudes too.
Tons
I know because I take them for him. So,
Jesus Christ. Lastly, one of the hottest current independent wrestlers on the scene, tearing it up in the Northeastern promotions like Synergy Pro Wrestling, a man behind the New York Drip movement, Matt Vertigo.
Yeah, it's good to be on the show. It's good to see my boys Travis, Kenny. What's good, y'all?
What's up?
Time to roast some people, y'all. That's what we here for. I'm from New York. I'm used to this. Let's go.
That's
You're from New York too? Okay. What part of New York?
Me? I'm from Long Island, bro. But we get it in everywhere. It don't matter. New Yorkers. We from as long
I'm
as
from Queens.
City, we good.
Yeah.
Upstate, that's where we got a problem. That's where we draw the line, bro.
Right, we draw the line there.
We draw the line there. That's not even New York, bro.
No, exactly.
Yeah, you get it.
Hey, Vertigo, where can people watch you wrestle?
Yeah, bro, you could definitely check me out, Fight TV. You could also go to IWTV. IWTV is probably like the best place to watch independent wrestling in general. So definitely just go check that out there. Synergy Pro Wrestling, UWA Elite, SWO, and more to come. So definitely check us out, bro.
Hell yeah, man, for sure. All right, so I briefed you guys before the show. Just going to read off some tweets on air. You three are going to debate whether or not, once again, that tweet has some merit, that we should let it pass. It's not really that unpopular. Or, once again, if it's trash and we should yeet it off the show. All right, so first up, let's not delay this anymore. Coming in from Too Sweet Pod, Dean Malenko was by far a better wrestler than Bret Hart.
The disrespect.
I don't even know how to react to that.
I'm going to
this
open
tweet.
the floor up to all of you. I don't
The
care who goes first.
disrespect to the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Who was this tweet from?
Too Sweet Pod.
Yeah, going to block them right now.
I'm about to say I am.
Oh, the whole
I don't
tweet
even
out.
like. No, bro. Like, really? Really?
What are we talking about here?
Dean Malenko. He said, how did they word it? They worded it here. By far and away a better wrestler. So I mean,
that's where I draw the line. That's where I draw the line. By far and away.
I will debate you on whether or not he's better, but when you say by far and away, don't ever speak to me again. Why are you talking ever?
Right, that is offensive. First
It
of all,
is.
the fact that let's call a spade a spade. Dean Malenko is a great technician. Now, if they said he's a great technical wrestler compared to Bret Hart, I would agree. Okay, I would sit there and go, you know what? Maybe I give that some thought. But if you tell me that Bret Hart isn't one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, I disagree with you, because if you look at WrestleMania 13, him versus Austin, that shit seemed like a fight. Bret Hart made me believe in him. It made me believe that everything he was doing in the ring was real. So as good as Dean Malenko,
his opponent,
while always protecting his opponent. So while Dean Malenko was good, if we are comparing, don't discredit the excellence of execution like that.
Exactly.
Bret Hart, if you want to learn how to wrestle, go watch some Bret Hart tape.
Seriously, that's the man to study right there for any young professional wrestler trying to get into the game. Bret Hart is one of the top men to study. So it's like you're man, go the whole tweet away, bro.
All right, you guys didn't take any time. Too Sweet Pod. Your opinion is trash.
Out.
All right, man. Let's get that off my screen here. All right, man.
Never acknowledge him again, or her, whoever it is.
You guys get it already. Chad over here, Apron Bump says Dean Malenko got more ladies though. I don't know, man. Sunny days.
Double ho 7.
I mean, Brett got the ones that count though. So
Brett got the ones that count.
No. Hey, look, go search Dean Malenko's Titantron in the WWF.
I remember.
And you'll see every little bit of description of why Dean Malenko is really kinky. So go ahead.
I'll check that out because I'm not remembering. So
I used to get the ladies. I can just hear Brett saying like Brett's promo on that.
Jesus Christ. Tweet number 2 coming in. Damn, it's a long one. At Sade Pauline.
That's what she said.
This one's a little bit more serious, I guess. The birth of AEW exposed how much independent wrestlers, or excuse me, the IWC, Smarks, Meltzer, Alvarez are dumbass for wanting WWE to fail. Then they go on to make a statement. The opinion's even past this. Says, mark my words, when something terrible happens to WWE and Vince by going out of business, they'll pay the price for ruining wrestling by complaining about WWE, apparently.
I feel like it's a very convoluted tweet.
So I'm going to summarize it. The IWC, people that are trying to push AEW by hoping WWE fail, I guess, are the worst part of pro wrestling. I don't know.
I mean, I personally think Meltzer is the worst part of pro wrestling. But anyway,
Facts.
Like,
100%.
oh, I can't stand his shit. Like every time I see something from him, I'm like,
it's like,
what?
Try to not be biased, dude. Don't make it obvious.
Like clearly you have an axe to grind with WWE all the time, like going way back to the 90s. Like what's your issue?
Clearly he's hurt.
Right.
Hurt.
Yeah, I don't want to make this all about bashing Meltzer though, because even though I can do that all day.
Let's spend 45 minutes on bashing Meltzer. I'm down. This is what I came for.
But I do agree that the IWC makes me not want to watch AEW even more. Even though I don't enjoy it as much as a lot of people seem to, the way the IWC talks about it makes me not want to watch it more, because it's just like, fuck you, leave me alone. Like,
right.
The constant comparisons to on the Wednesday nights, like, yeah, they beat NXT again over and over again. Like, yeah, you beat their C show. Congratulations.
The big thing about all this, and this is something that I argue a lot, is that we need to stop arguing ratings in general. Ratings is a waste.
That too.
It's a wasted argument. Many people stream shit. This is 2021, and none of those people are counted in the ratings. So what does it even matter?
And it only means anything to advertisers. So it's like, why do you care?
It means nothing to the fans.
Are you advertising on AEW television? Are you advertising on TNT or USA? Why do you give a shit?
Exactly. So I look at the wrestlers, right? I look at the wrestlers, and Vertigo himself's a wrestler, and he'll know what I'm talking about. When you look at AEW and WWE wrestlers, they're all friends with each other. They all respect each other because they're all in the same game. They understand each other. So I don't sit there and I don't make this an AEW versus WWE thing, because a lot of fans come from a place of insecurity there, where they were burned by WWE in some way, shape, or form, where they think AEW is their savior in that sense. But I'll make this philosophical. I'll apply this to life. I recently became like a mortgage broker, mortgage loan originator. And I've tried to friend a lot of mortgage loan originators, and I noticed a lot of people are hesitant. And it's because we're in the same industry. We're going after the same customers, right? Mm-hmm. So they feel like, well, I don't want to friend this guy that's my competition. And what I say to that is, I don't view you as competition, just like I don't view all other podcasts as competition. Why? Because there's enough of an audience for us to be able to have our own dedicated group of fans, or in the mortgage industry, our own customers. So now we go
share
back,
fans in the podcast space. So
exactly. You know. So now we go back to AEW versus WWE. The only way that the wrestling business is going to thrive for guys like Vertigo to have a future in the wrestling business is if more eyes get on the wrestling business. Mm-hmm. So that's why I don't understand when people gatekeep professional wrestling or say this company's better than this. Because if WWE dies, AEW will die. And I'm not saying that to say WWE's better. I'm just saying they're the NFL, they're the MLB, they've been around. So if you want WWE to die, you're
killing pro wrestling.
You're killing pro wrestling, the thing I love, you know?
Yeah, it's like, everybody loves the Big Three league when it comes to basketball. The Big Three, Ice Cube's league, that can't exist without the NBA.
Exactly.
Right, exactly.
Same thing here. It's just like, you don't get AEW if WWE's not here. So pump your brakes. It's cool. You can enjoy both. It's okay.
Exactly. You can enjoy both. That's the reason why I kind of really hope that one of them gets moved to another night, so then we can just enjoy. It doesn't need to be a competition. It really doesn't need to be a competition. And I don't really think it's really that serious when it comes to like the ratings and everything. I don't think it's really all that serious and it's all that there. It's just that the fans love to try and like throw extra attention to it, and that's what kind of brings all the attention to it. But if the fans just stop bringing so much attention to it, then we could just enjoy wrestling all week and just love it.
I mean, it's similar to like other things that I'm into, like with video games, with console sales. People compare console sales to PlayStation to Xbox all the time, and it's just like, I don't understand why you care. Like, are you playing what you want to play?
Yep.
Okay, then. Like, live with that. Like, why does it matter if PlayStation sold this much more or Xbox is this much better on this right here? And are you enjoying it?
If you're not an investor, then it doesn't.
Exactly. You have no stock in any of this shit.
If competition doesn't exist, one doesn't thrive, though.
Yeah. But the thing is, like I said, when it comes to the consoles and shit, they're both making gangbusters. It's just that one is doing more than the other, so it doesn't even matter. Same with this. Like, AEW is good. They're fine. They're doing just fine. They don't need WWE to fail in order for them to succeed.
So I think it's fair to assume at Shade Paulini, your opinion is trash. Yeet that off the show. Comment section,
in a row.
Got a couple popping up. Vertigo, is there any way to increase the volume on your mic by any chance?
Yeah, of course, bro. I could just get a little. Is this better for you, brother?
It's a little bit better. Yeah.
All right, cool.
He just needs to yell and cut a promo on us. That's all.
I'm just gonna get real close and just start talking.
There you go. You got to eat that shit.
ASMR stuff right there.
Get all up in it.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Get all up in it.
Might need to change your pants after that. Hold on.
Yeah, change that shit, boy.
Just don't hit me with the babe.
I'm not even gonna try it, bro.
God damn. All right. Tweet number 3 of the evening. Damn, the chat is popping off tonight. Coming in from Caliph Sammy says John Morrison should never have been paired with The Miz. His return has been beyond terrible. Nothing memorable.
let me speak on this first. Let me go first on this one because I have said that the biggest disservice the WWE did to The Miz and to John Morrison was to put them back into 2009, because they've evolved past this place. When Johnny Mundo was in, you know, other places, Johnny Impact, whatever you want to call him, he had developed his own niche. The Miz obviously had been WWE champion, had developed his own character, and putting them back, you're literally putting them back together, I should say. You're holding back two amazing talents. So I completely agree with that tweet, because John Morrison, it's like he never left, and I don't mean that in a good way, because he's evolved since he left. So yeah, I agree.
It's not good for Morrison, but I think it could be good for the Miz. Only reason why I say that is because the way they're using him as like basically Miz's lackey works for Miz's character. If they keep that up, that could bring him further. Now, for Morrison, it sucks. In his case, probably shouldn't have come back if that's what they're gonna do with you, but it could work for the Miz. That's all I have to say there as far as this goes. I'm not gonna trash their opinion. I just disagree with certain points of it.
For me, I kind of just think that it ran its course. I do think that I did love when he first came back. I kind of wish it wasn't announced, but I love surprises in wrestling. That's one thing that I kind of feel like is missing in wrestling now, is those big surprises. A big John Morrison surprise return would have been like huge, especially for him. I think announcing his return kind of diminished it a little bit.
Yeah,
and that's kind of why he's stuck where he is now.
Yeah.
But putting those two together at first, I think it was a very good idea to get John Morrison comfortable again in the WWE cycle and everything. But I do feel like it has run its course, and that they do need to do something different, especially with the whole Money in the Bank thing. I think that it could be a good dynamic, but I kind of agree. It's run its course. I think it's time for them to move on and split up and do their own thing. Put one on Raw, put one on SmackDown, and just let Johnny Mundo go off, because the man can do his thing.
He sure can.
Let him do his thing.
I think you give him a strong showing in the Royal Rumble, and that might do a lot for momentum for him. Kind of strikes me that he could do like the Kofi spot, which is going to be missing this year.
Whoa, hey, hold on. Let's correct that. That was the John Morrison spot before John Morrison left the company. Because seriously, John Morrison was doing like he was jumping onto the barricade, things like that.
That's
he
right.
did that like 2 years in a row. And then obviously he left the WWE, and then Kofi got it. So I love my boy Kofi, but just for the record, that is the John Morrison.
Morrison
spot.
did
So
it first.
If
I mean,
anything,
one could argue Kofi did it better. But
well, I agree with that. 100%.
perfected it.
100%. I agree with that. But Kofi's, just for the record, Kofi's not in the Rumble this year because of
Exactly.
injury.
That's why.
So
I said
so Morrison can definitely do it.
take it back.
He should.
Take that shit back,
That'd
boy.
be great.
Come on now.
Take it back, bro.
All right, Caliph Sammy. Oh man, they agree with your tweet today.
Oh yeah, you survived this time.
Word. That's
We
one.
feature
like
him
it
on
today.
almost every episode. That guy's always dropping them. Tweet number 4 of the evening, coming in from Ayana Chaotic. Here we go. It's the old WCW AEW comparison. By hiring WWE releases, AEW is falling into exactly the same trap as TNA and WCW did before them, making themselves look like a home for folks who can't make it in the big time.
I hate that. I hate this tweet. Yo, I want to
No, that's not what's happening. Because the thing is, it's also not what WCW did. WCW lured people away. Same with AEW, that's what they're doing. They lure people away. Now, Impact, TNA, they hire people who got fired. That's what they did, and that's why nobody gives a shit there. But yeah, AEW and WCW, that's not what they do. They don't take
AEW
people.
has a certain dynamic to it. It's like special, Like I understand that certain people are not going to feed into the, way that AEW controls, their wrestling show, but like it's just you can't really compare the two. You can't compare AEW and WCW. You really cannot, or even Impact. You really cannot. And not only that, but if your favorite wrestlers are no longer wrestling in the E, then where are they supposed to go? Like, they're your favorite wrestlers, like Rusev. Like, if he's not wrestling in the E and y'all like him, y'all could see him on AEW. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's the point I was going to make.
NBA, when stars are not performing right and they get sent down to the D League and they play there and they're able to get
You
exposure.
sir, it's the G League now.
Yeah, you're right, sir. It's the G League now.
You give Gatorade they props, all right? Like,
yeah, like look, I don't really think it's a problem. I kind of feel like they need to let that kind of die. I feel like it's a
wait.
more than
Are you saying AEW's the G League?
Huh? Oh hell no. Don't even, bro.
I mean, it sounds to me like you calling AEW the G League. Now, here's the thing: I'm not mad at you for it. I wouldn't say it, but I'm not mad at you for it.
Nah, bro. Now I have to throw out my whole opinion, bro.
So my thing is that just like Matt Vertigo was saying, it's if they're not playing for WWE, who you want them to play for? Who you really like? Do you want professional wrestling to succeed? And again, if you're Tony Khan, you're sitting there and all these names are available and you're trying to create the best product, why are you not going to bring in players that you think that will make your league good? You know, if we're comparing it to basketball. So I mean, I also think that I disagree with the TNA comparison because TNA used to bring in WWE guys and then spite their TNA stars. So they would literally be like, okay, Kurt Angle's coming in, fuck AJ Styles. Like we're going to put, Kurt Angle in that position. And then AJ Styles would kind of get buried. So it kind of set a precedent that WWE was always the better company.
Yeah.
It literally did that.
Yeah. Every time a WWE guy came in, they immediately became champion.
They got to push.
Felt like it just
AEW does a really good job, even with Sting, of kind of starting them at the bottom and then kind of working their way slowly to the top. And they did it organically. For example, I think the best example of that, and not just because he passed away, but Brody Lee came in completely different than he was in WWE and then excelled. It was shocking when he dominated Cody Rhodes. So I think they did a good job. Now, to keep the comparison fair, Miro, who I love to death as Rusev, don't think is doing as well. And people, it's not, in other words, I'm trying to say it's not, okay, they bring in WWE guys and they book them a certain way and that's it. The comparison's not fair. Some guys they booked well, some guys they haven't booked well, but that comes with the territory for any company. So to go back to
wrestling,
right? To go back to the original,
he's
right
all over the place right now. He killed Cody on his first night with a chair, and then he's literally been everywhere. He's been on Dark. He's been on TV. Sometimes you don't see him for a month. Sometimes he's been all over the place. So you can't really compare AEW and TNA, like completely different.
What are you talking about?
Chairman, bro. Come on, bro.
Sean Spears.
Yeah.
Oh, that dude. You got to remember, like, when I watch AEW, like, I'm barely paying attention. So.
Nah, bro. Nah.
Yeah, Sean is kind of
look after the 17th tag team match of the night. I kind of lose interest. All right.
Yeah, Travis an AEW hater. If everybody don't know.
Yeah. All right.
It's mostly because they don't give me enough Luchasaurus.
Chaotic.
Luchasaurus is the main, bro. I gotta give you that too. Luchasaurus main event would be sick.
Exactly.
It's coming.
I want Luchasaurus versus Orange Cassidy every night in the main event.
Sick. Luchasaurus versus Hangman Adam Page every night. Sick.
I'll take that too. I'll take that as a compromise.
Oh, shoot, man. Y'all had to swap screens. Hold on. Let me line up the nameplates. God dang it.
Blame my internet, brother. It put me out just a second. Black me out there. Yeah.
I'm still in the same place that I moved to.
No, you're good.
See, I'm the good one.
All right. There we go. Damn it. Now, where was I? Oh, tweet number 5. Okay. Tweet number 5 coming in from Smacking It Raw podcast, Matt Ritter.
I hate it already.
What the fuck did he say?
Throw it out.
The New Day needs a new intro to their theme now that Big E has a singles theme.
No. That is the New Day's theme.
Facts.
He just answered it in the tweet. He answered his criticism. Big E has a new theme.
Big E.
So how does the New Day need a new one if Big E already has a new theme?
I think he's more interested. He's more concerned with the intro part because Big E's
I get
on
it.
The intro, and it's Matt, so he's wrong, so it doesn't matter. But the thing is, the New Day is the New Day. They are still the New Day with or without Big E. Big E is still part of the New Day. That's the thing. If Big E was like, they said like, Big E, you're no longer part of the New Day. They still, He's still family for them.
So
Right,
Matt,
still a
Matt
staple.
Still
Ritter,
drop that podcast every week, sir.
Matt Ritter's
go.
correcting me in the chat. Needs a new intro to their theme. I guess not a new theme, a new intro.
Yeah, you're talking about the intro with Big E
Okay,
saying,
so-
"Oh, yeah."
No,
Yeah,
but they don't do
got
that.
you.
They don't do that anymore. It's just literally it's a new day. Yes, it is.
It's
And it
But
goes
it's
right
Big E
into
saying it though.
it's
so
Big E saying it, right?
Yeah.
But then I argue, so why didn't Eddie Guerrero get a new Viva La Raza? Because Chavo Guerrero was in that one too.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? Like it's still like, we can argue that point.
Man, it's petty.
Right. Yeah. It's just, I feel it's nitpicking. I love Ritter to death, but I feel it's
I
nitpicking.
don't.
That's like nitpicking someone's lighting. Like who cares about that, yo? Come on. That's nitpicking, bro.
Oh
I mean,
man, I
yours
have
could be
been
better,
waiting
yeah.
a long time to say this. Matt Ritter, your tweet is trash.
Trash!
Trash.
Throw it out.
It is gone.
Can we take tweet out of that sentence?
Oh, we just call him Matt Trash. I'm okay with that too. You know,
Matt, you trash, bro.
Every time I put one of his tweets on, the panelists like push it through, and it just pisses me off, man. Like no one ever gets to trash.
Who's
his
he
tweet.
paying? Wait. Who's he paying to do this? I need to know.
Not paying me.
All right, let's see here quick.
Oh,
we're 5
man.
tweets
I mean,
in.
he's
Let
on
me
my
review the
payroll,
chat. See
so
if I
he's
have any
paying somebody
things in
else,
here.
you know.
Oh, okay. For you, Travis, what's your take on the promos for Godzilla versus Kong, where Kong is being pictured as the protagonist?
Well. I mean, in a movie like this where it's Kong and Godzilla, does it really matter? Like, it's just like you get to see King Kong fight Godzilla. Who's the baby face? Who's the heel? It doesn't matter as long as they throw down. It's just like that Batman versus Superman, how it should have been. It don't matter who's the good guy, who's the bad guy. Let's just throw down.
I got you. It says here Professor Kenny is in. That's cool. Professor Kenny. That's a good one. No real. I can't really see
Weird.
any unpopular opinions
Sounds
though.
very salty. Sounds very, very salty.
Anyways, if you guys want to drop your own unpopular opinions, just do the hashtag because there's actually a lot of you guys chatting. So if I miss it, my bad. It got buried.
Have you ever discussed
Good
on here how
problems.
the finger poke of doom was a good thing?
What's that?
Why would
Have
you
you
do
ever-
that?
Have you ever discussed why the finger poke of doom was a good thing?
Never seen a tweet for it, so
I mean, because it is.
Tweet it right now, Travis.
I'll put it on the next show.
Yeah, I said it. The finger poke of doom was a good thing.
Oh God!
I'll send you that tweet. You can talk about it, and I'll defend it myself.
You
Anyway,
send
go
me the
ahead.
tweet, man. I'll put it on the next episode. All right. All right, let's move on. Tweet number 6. Shit. How do you even say this? It's hand wash, but the A is replaced with X. Says, I think AEW trying to avoid countouts and DQs is actually hurting them when it comes to booking decisions.
I'm gonna
Well,
throw that
before
out.
we talk about that, let's talk about your Twitter handle. Sir, what are you doing? What are you doing here?
Clean it
what are you
up,
doing
bro.
here?
Yeah,
I don't even want to. I don't even care what you have to say now.
I mean,
Wait,
I'm
he's
assuming
trying to
he's
do
going
like
for
Prince
hand
Balor.
wash. It's just
He's doing like Balor, like Prince with the X.
it's
Without-
HXNDW.
Look, I think this is an age thing. Okay, I think mind you, I'm 32, so I'm not like I'm young, but I'm saying, those young rascals, they like to put their X's in things.
So we're just
I
gonna
hate
agree
them
that
all.
Travis is a hater.
Right, Travis, absolutely, Travis.
You
is a
can
hater.
call me whatever
the finger
you want.
the
That's
finger
dumb.
poke of doom was a good thing.
It was.
Come on,
that's
Travis.
hating. You hating Travis?
Whatever. Sound like
Whatever.
y'all are hating on the NWO. But we'll talk about that another time.
You understand what those glasses on Stevie Wonder sees more than him?
Damn.
Are you really hating on the? Are you hating on the Cyclops right now, sir? Are you hating? It really sounds like you're jealous because you don't have some. Like,
I am.
That's really what it sounds
I
like
am
to me.
honestly. Hold on.
Y'all make me need a refill. Anyways, I'm the only
Oh,
one
what was
without
his
glasses,
opinion?
man.
I forgot what his opinion was. I was so concerned about
got
the Twitter
heated.
handle.
Yeah, once again, let's back up. I think AEW avoiding countouts and DQs is hurting their booking decisions.
This is one thing that I feel like a lot of fans need to understand is that like not every wrestling promotion needs to run things the exact same way. I kind of like the fresh air that AEW gives, where it's like the referee's discretion. That should be something that I think is really cool and different. You know, same thing with like New Japan 20 count. Like every promotion doesn't
Do
have
like the
to
20
run
count.
WWE style. I love the 20 count, bro. I think
Yo,
a
the
10
20
is
count
way too
reminds
fast.
me of like old WCW games.
Word. I love the 20 count, dude.
Oh shit!
But,
I haven't thought of that in years.
Yeah, it's true. I don't
Travis
think
is showing
this-
his age.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't
Hey, I'm
think,
32. Let me put that out there. Me and Kenny, same age. All right, just gonna throw that out there.
I'm the kid in here.
I just
That's
turned
crazy.
32.
I didn't know you were.
You're
that
wearing a
younger than me.
Reese's Puff shirt. Of course you are. Of course you're the kid.
I'm chilling with that. Yo.
But
Right.
no, I was gonna say.
I was gonna say nothing. Bro. You can't say nothing more, bro. We straight.
No, but seriously, I was gonna say that I haven't even actively thought of the fact that they haven't really utilized countouts and stuff like that. So I feel like that's just over analyzing AEW to look for a criticism, as far as I'm concerned.
Let's talk about AEW and their lack of countouts and DQs, because there are certain times when I'm watching their show, like, and I'm just like, the ref looked right at you while you did that. Like, how is that not a DQ? All the
how's
time,
it different
I'm
from the
wondering,
Indies though?
But that
The
happens
Indies
in
are very
WWE
similar.
too. That happens in WWE too. I remember watching. I remember.
Oh, I pointed out when WWE does it too.
Yeah,
Don't
but
get
when
me
WWE
wrong. They're
when
not as
WWE
blatant
does
with
it,
it as
it's worse
AEW.
because they know, because that's their style. Like AEW and other promotions might have a different style. We know the WWE style. So when you see Braun Strowman hit John Cena with a steel steps and the referee don't do nothing, then you're like, what?
That's part of the ring structure. It's okay.
What? Nah, Travis. No.
But no, there have been
Yeah,
several
how are the
times in
steps not a
WWE.
DQ, man?
What is it?
How are
Because
the
it's
steps
part
not
of
a
the ring
DQ?
structure.
Nah, but taking the turnbuckle
It's just like
off
when you,
is,
huh?
but taking the turnbuckle pad off is.
Well, no,
That's
because
a
that's
DQ.
just too much. That's just too much effort. You ODing at that point.
But the
Like you
steps
taking off
ain't
the whole
too much
turnbuckle, bro.
effort?
Like you know how
You
many
gotta
people
purposely
you know
throw
how many
someone
people
into that.
done twirl that with a wrench and you fucking up the turnbuckle? Nah, bro. That should be a DQ. Just for
Yeah, man, because you know the ring
disrespect to the
crew
ring
has
crew.
to come back out and fix that,
The
man.
ring
You
crew
know why I
gotta
say this?
pick up the steps.
You know why I say this? Because I was a commentator for Knockout Wrestling here in Florida, and I had to. Me and Izzy, if y'all remember who Izzy is,
Humble brag.
we had to do freaking rope. We had to do ropes and stuff together. And
Ooh.
holy crap, that shit takes a while. So that should be a DQ. Ring crews, I love y'all. I see y'all out there.
But the steps, look how difficult that is to move. What do you mean? What's
I mean,
harder?
they move those
Tying up some
effortlessly,
ropes
man.
or
Difficult
moving
for
the ring
you?
Steps?
Just-
Difficult for me.
Are you calling yourself out right now? Are you saying you can't lift the steel steps? Is that
I
what's
could lift.
happening?
Listen,
Nah, they heavy. They
all right,
really
I'm
are
a
heavy.
gas myself.
I mean,
I'll
I've
lift
seen them. I
anything.
imagine they are. I haven't tried to lift them before, but I wouldn't because I know, like, I don't have no business doing this.
All right, so then don't talk, bruh.
I mean, you talked. I didn't.
I mean,
This is why I made this show. Yes. So we come to a verdict. We come to a verdict. Were they
I
nitpick?
forgot what the opinion was. Like, oh, like AEW's
Yes.
not having DQs and
Is it hurting their booking decisions by not
No.
DQing?
No,
and-
I think
it's
that's
not
a
hurting the
trash take.
booking decisions,
No, it's
but it
not,
gets
no.
on my damn nerves.
All right, I got you.
It doesn't affect booking because I'll just to one last counterpoint of that is like because when they do have a match end by count out because they don't enforce it so much, it'll mean more.
yeah,
Yeah.
you
So,
get it,
no.
bro. Less is more, bruh.
At hand wash with X's, whatever the hell that's for. Your opinion's trash. Okay,
Throw it out.
throwing it out. Front car stated the obvious. If you throw them into the steps, it's fine. But if you strike them with the stairs, that's a DQ.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Part of
I
the ring
remember
versus a
watching
weapon.
Raw, where
Yeah.
Braun Strowman picked up the steps and railed John
Well,
Cena.
I know exactly
in
what you're
front of
talking
the
about.
referee's
If I
face.
recall, we did call that out on the Smack and Raw
Because
podcast.
if you did DQ him for throwing him into the steps, though, then you'd have to DQ him for throwing him into like the apron and the ring post and anything else.
But the apron is all that's good.
That's stationary.
That's stationary.
that don't
apron is
move.
good. The apron is good, but
But the ring steps, you have a choice on whether you're gonna get DQ'd or not. I understand, like all
Agreed.
jokes aside, I understand what Vertigo's saying here.
you have
Because
a choice.
one,
You did it on purpose.
there's a choice here.
You did it on purpose, bro. You saw the steps and said, "Nah, I'm flinging this man straight into this."
Yeah, but they don't get
Can't beat 'em
DQ when
both.
they throw somebody's head into the ring post from the outside. So it's just like, you know,
Yeah, it's very true, man.
it's part of the structure. Like
Love
I
it.
said.
Well, can you
Nah,
take the ring post off and
steps
beat
is not part
somebody
of the
with them?
structure. Nah, I'm not going with that, bro.
Anyways, tweet number 7. Oh man, this guy came in. This guy's coming in hot. At brick
Oh.
underscore wrestling. Excuse me. Charlotte has the worst moonsault of all time, and she is the worst of the horsewomen. She has no memorable title reigns. She only has a lot of reigns because they want to equal her dad's record. The only reason she has pushed so hard is because of her father.
There's a lot in that tweet. Let's talk about that moonsault first. But as you know, I agree. I talk about this all the time. The fact that she always just lands on her feet next to people when she does that moonsault gets on my fucking nerves. I hate it so much. Now the rest of it,
Yeah. Let's focus on the moonsault. Let's focus on the moonsault because otherwise this person seriously had like 5 opinions in one tweet.
So the moonsault thing, the reason I don't accept it is because of the rest of the tweet, because it's obviously coming from a place of bias. It's like you literally don't like Charlotte Flair, so even if she hit a good moonsault, you would say it's trash. So that's kind of where
well,
I'm
they
coming
just
from,
wouldn't
which is
mention the moonsault.
right, or exactly, and that's kind of where I'm coming from. So I'm like, I don't think she has that bad of a moonsault. To say it's the worst moonsault, no, I don't think so.
I mean, who's worse?
Like, is it the best
Who's
moonsault?
worse,
No.
Who's worse?
Who has
though?
the worst?
Lita,
Who has a worse moonsault than her though?
Lita.
Well, I was gonna say
Lita?
something controversial. I was gonna say Hayabusa because
Oh, man, I don't know. Lita's. I don't know.
She landed on the person.
Yeah.
No, Lita's is
Charlotte
rough.
doesn't land on the
but
person.
that was her way of
Lita
doing it.
jumps out and down.
But that was her way of doing it, right? Like just like Billy Kidman technically has the worst form for a shooting star press, but that's
Yeah,
what
he
made
does.
it. That's what it made it amazing because he just laid out flat when he did it, as opposed to tucking.
But let's talk about what the problem is with Charlotte's moonsault is that she doesn't hit people with it. She lands next to you.
She might have the safest moonsault. That part I can say.
That moonsault safe and pretty, bro.
I mean, the safest way to throw a punch is to throw it all the way over there when you're right here, but that doesn't make it good.
I don't know, man.
Oh, man, so
When it
we
comes to the
actually-
rest of the tweet, I'll give the benefit of the doubt for the moonsault, but the whole rest of the tweet is straight garbage, bro.
It is. The rest of it is
Straight
garbage.
garbage.
So, worst moonsault, Travis.
Oh, Charlotte. I agree. Charlotte's
Worst
moonsault is trash.
Matt, worst moonsault.
I'll go with Lita, bro. Like, there was
Okay.
just nothing flashy or entertaining. Like, her moonsault had some impact, but I mean, I think a lot of people's moonsaults got impact.
Kenny, you're the swing vote. Worst moonsault or no?
Nah, I don't think it's the worst moonsault. I don't.
Oh. Damn,
I
thought we were
disagree
gonna
that
push this
Lita's
one
is the
through.
worst. I disagree that Lita's is the worst, but again, it goes back to stylistic points versus the traditional way of doing the move. But
Who
no,
would you give it
Charlotte's
to,
doesn't have the
Kenny?
worst.
Who has the worst?
I was trying to think. I was trying to think of that off the top of my head, and I really couldn't think of
Did you
one.
say
man.
Bam Bam?
No, but Bam Bam's he had a whole girth
Yeah,
and
it was
weight to
terrifying.
do it.
That was a
Right.
It
jumping
was
twist.
straight terrifying. Worse than
I was
admission.
afraid for whoever got hit with that shit. So you're right. You're right.
Yeah, but the fact that he could do it at his size, come on.
But
like,
could he?
there's-
But could he though?
Yeah, he
because he
could.
kind of just did a little jumping twist thing. Was it really a moonsault?
I'll be fair and say hey, Vader was bigger than him and hit a better moonsault. You know what I mean? So I'll give that to him. Worst moonsault. I don't know. I don't know because I don't think anybody really does a bad moonsault. I don't think it's a move you can really mess up.
If you have a bad
one of
moonsault,
my-
you're not throwing it.
One of my favorite things in wrestling is how we just accept the fact that different moves off the top rope hurt more, even though they're all essentially just a splash.
You're saying off the top rope hurt more, so like a moonsault versus a superfly splash.
Yeah, for some reason we just accept that hurts more, even though it's really just a splash in the end.
right. I get what you're saying.
It's one of my favorite things in wrestling. Like it's just like we just accept this. I'm fine with it. It's just funny to me.
All right.
Well, I mean, like, you gotta put it into perspective. Like, think about it this way: like, which do you think would hurt more than a splash or a 450?
450's
Right.
got the torque behind it.
Yeah.
You got rotation.
Is that what we're
throwing
going
you
with?
down.
We're going with
Moonsault's
the
got a half a
rotation
court.
giving you torque because it kind of slows down your momentum too. So, like, what do you really want to go with there? It's just like, does it really hurt more? Does it? I mean,
See, a
This is what we'll
moonsault
do.
can hurt more because it's you're getting hit by different kinds of body parts. You know
We'll
what I
get.
mean?
Hey, listen. We'll get Travis and Matt Vertigo to link up. Vertigo, you start busting out the 450s, the moonsaults, the splashes, and we'll figure out which one is the most devastating.
I got money on them all
450,
feeling
he
the
could just get a
same.
big boot. Keep it simple,
Why are you
brother.
trying to kick me in the face
Well,
right
keep it-
now,
listen,
dude? Like I
need
just
you to
met
lose
you.
the shades, bro. That's all I want. I kick those shades off and we Gucci.
You such a hater.
Oh man. At Brick_Wrestling, your opinion's trash.
Straight up.
Sorry
All
about that.
right.
Well, that
was
was
me.
we were still
That was
talking
me.
about Charlotte, weren't we?
Yeah, we were.
Sabu, by the way, worst moonsault, Sabu. But that's why we loved him.
All right, that's fair.
Yeah.
But that's why we
I-
loved him at the same time.
Sabu,
You know
it was a
what?
roll of the dice. You never knew what you were going to get.
Right.
As soon as he touched that top rope, it was just like, oh,
What is he gonna
Yeah,
do?
he might die, but we're gonna like
He
it.
might die. You might die. The guy in the ring might die.
yo,
Yes, you sitting at home watching might die.
word.
Right.
All
You have
man.
no idea.
That's how dangerous it was.
Halfway through the tweets, tweet number 8 from Mary_Shadows. Jay White needs to go to AEW. Simple, short, and sweet, man.
This one's iffy because I always say that I pride myself on knowing who needs to go to WWE and who needs to go to AEW because I'm not biased. For example, I gave the example, and people in the chat will probably go off on me, but I said Karrion Kross should have always been in WWE on the main roster because he just fits the mold, that the facials, the acting. It's not about his wrestling; it's about his
Personality.
character.
Yeah.
Makes
He
sense.
fits WWE. So I feel like, when people are like, oh, you should go to AEW, I'm like, that's just bias because if you're a real wrestling fan, I feel like you should have been pushing for him to go WWE. Now we talk about Switchblade. I actually think he's a jack of all trades. I think he could succeed in AEW where he can still be like Switchblade. He can still kind of do the cutthroat kind of stuff. But WWE would be interesting because I feel like they would work with him to kind of develop a new character similar to Switchblade, but not obviously calling it Switchblade. So it's like, I feel like he could work either way. I don't necessarily agree that he should just go to WWE or anything, though.
Mhm.
Oh, man.
Kenny, like a Kenny Omega, a perfect example, actually. Kenny Omega. I feel like Kenny Omega, actually, that one's a little different because I feel like Kenny Omega should have broke away from the Elite at the time and gone his own way. But that's a different story for a different day. But I feel like Kenny Omega can work in different companies. So Jay White's kind of in that same mold, as far as I'm concerned.
Before
Yeah,
he turned heel, he
I'm
wasn't
with you
doing
on
it for
that
me.
one.
When his heel turn kind of made
Exactly.
him do it for me. So
Exactly.
I'll give you that on Kenny.
But I also do feel like Jay White needs to stay in New Japan because I do feel like New Japan has its own like special stars that I feel like should remain there. Like I do still feel a little bit I guess salty would be the way of like Nakamura going to WWE and then the way things turned out. I really do feel like Nakamura.
I mean,
in
he did
Japan
get a
right now
WrestleMania
is
spot.
Sick.
Culminated in a dick kick.
Yeah, culminated in a dick kick.
I mean, true,
Several
true.
months of dick kicks.
But he got a main event WrestleMania spot though.
That is
Like,
fair. You got to give
Yeah.
him that. He main evented WrestleMania, and that's something that could be never taken away from him. And
Yeah, very few can
That
say
is
they
true.
have. Like that's
That
the
is very
thing.
true.
Like
Yeah, I mean, Vertigo, you'd be more than happy to take Daniel Bryan's spot in that 8-second loss at Mania, wouldn't you?
let's go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So,
exactly.
Let's go.
Yeah,
I get to
like-
hold up Mania. What?
yeah.
Let's go.
There you go. Yeah,
That's
proves
so-
the point, right?
By a
That's
slight
true.
margin, technically, Marie_Shadows. As much as I love you, your opinion's trash. All right.
Did we put that as trash, though? I feel like we
You,
let that
everyone
one.
kind of said the whole point was he needs to go to AEW.
Oh, needs to go. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah,
there.
he
Okay.
doesn't need to go there.
He doesn't need-
definitely
yeah.
could go anywhere.
By a technicality, it's
Right.
trash.
I got you.
Yeah.
It's like
Uh,
semi-trash.
use better words next time.
Yeah,
It's kind of the gimmick of the show. You just have to trust me. It's
I mean, I'll go with you. I'll go with you.
Yeah.
I'll just say words.
I'll
your
follow
tweets
you into
better.
the depths of hell, brother. Yeah.
tweet number 9 coming in from The Angle Radio. Honestly, Bobby Lashley has become stale as U.S. champion. They went on to preface that, he's not stale in the Hurt Business, but as the current champion, Bobby Lashley's stale.
Her business doesn't work if Bobby Lashley is a U.S. champ.
You
Right
damn
now.
right. That's what I was gonna say. How is it different? That's exactly what I was gonna say. How is it different? Because if Bobby Lashley is stale as an individual, then the Hurt Business should be stale. But the fact that the Hurt Business is doing so well on the show, and it's all about representation, it's all about what they stand for. The fact that Bobby Lashley has the U.S. title, like Travis said, nail on the head. If he doesn't have the U.S. title, it diminishes the whole group. So I disagree with that, actually. Yeah.
There's certain cases when the titles actually like work to validate somebody. This is one of those cases where it works to do that. And him being U.S. champ while, MVP running the Hurt Business and all that, them having the tag titles, I'm like, yo, we are legitimate. We are bad motherfuckers.
Right.
So it's just like, without that, the Hurt Business doesn't work. So yeah, no, you're wrong.
Straight garbage. You already said all the points. Bobby Lashley is the man right now. The Hurt Business are doing their thing. So it's like, why change? Like, it works.
Yeah, I've gone on record multiple times. Even though I lean more towards AEW, I'm not biased. But in all of pro wrestling, Hurt Business is my favorite faction right now. Yeah, like they really
came in. They came in at a time when it was needed to, and they ran Monday Night Raw for a certain amount of time. And no pun intended, but MVP was the MVP of Monday Night Raw during the crowdless era where we literally had silence. There was nobody else. And MVP had no business, especially being on a pay by appearance contract at the time, had no business being as good as he was. They parlayed that into, again, with the way, society is, with the way temperament is in the world in 2020. I think the Hurt Business coming together was perfect. Absolutely perfect. Brilliant. And the fact that they're, like you said, Travis said, is they have the titles besides obviously the WWE title, but the fact that they have the titles of Monday Night Raw says a lot.
They rule the mid card. Like
the mid card runs through the Hurt Business. Absolutely.
Definitely. I'm still wondering why Naomi's not with them yet. Like I know there's other reasons why she's not on the show. That's not what I mean. It's just like I feel like her being with them would have been just like perfect. Like almost there, not quite perfect yet, but it's still great.
Yeah,
we got time though. We got time.
Really quick. Unless they break them up. I'm so scared they're gonna break them up first.
Yeah,
that's my problem.
If they break them up, I'm gonna be tight, bro.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah. Really quick though. Side note. Still sticking with the whole U.S. champion. That belt. What's your take, man?
I love it. I think
design?
It's gaudy. I think it's nice and gaudy, which fits the current title scheme. If I'm a traditionalist, I'm like, no, the thing looks too blingy. You know what I mean? Like something like that. But in reality, I think it's a huge upgrade off of the old U.S. title. I was never a fan. I was never a fan of the old U.S. title. I thought it was too American, if you will. You know what I mean? It's just big American flag.
Nothing but a flag. Yeah.
Right. And it's like this one makes me go prestige, gold, gaudy. Like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
And
I'm a champion of the United States. I'm not just the United States.
Or it's got that drip to it.
That's the way to say it. It does.
Word, bro.
I'd love to hold that title. You know what I mean? But would I like to hold the old U.S. title? I'm talking about design wise. No, absolutely not.
Awesome, man. Well, the Angle Radio, your opinion once again is trash. Man, we've only pushed one through tonight.
Tough crowd.
No, man, I like it. I like it. That's my whole thing, man.
Stuff, man.
I'm waiting for a perfect game. All right, 10th tweet, and then we'll get back to the chat. I got at least one unpopular opinion in the chat. Remember, guys, if you want to leave one, go ahead and do it now. We'll get to it here in just a minute. 10th tweet of the evening from, Banaland05. Here we go. And now that we have a 5-foot Alexa Bliss, no selling Asuka's offense, on what planet is this realistic? They then go on to say, as What Culture said, the stuff divides fan base without increasing it. Just put Alexa back how she is. We'll focus on the first half. They're taking offense to Alexa Bliss no selling Asuka.
Who wants to go? Because I'm gonna be heated.
So here's the thing. So have you seen The Fiend? Like that's what he does. He no sells. You know what Alexa is? She's embodied the Fiend's power. So it makes perfect sense.
Possessed by him.
In what world is that realistic? None of that shit's realistic. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, this is TV, bruh.
In what world is professional wrestling realistic? Because you might as well damn the Undertaker then, because his whole character was about supernatural powers and things like that.
Yeah.
So for you to tell me the Undertaker Kane storyline, which is one of the greatest storylines in the history of professional wrestling, if your whole thing is realism, go watch some fucking sports. Go watch basketball. Go watch baseball.
You should be watching MMA. Like,
Right.
don't come here.
No, but even MMA,
UFC.
hey, even Conor McGregor, when he's at his press conference and stuff like that, he's talking like a wrestler. I mean, the good ones, Floyd Mayweather in boxing, where did he get that? Professional wrestling.
One of the greatest heels of all time.
You got it. And so to me, why are you, especially you're trying to credit what culture for the take? Like, no, it's professional wrestling as a whole is not a realistic thing. The whole thing is to, just like Marvel movies, it's supposed we're supposed to suspend our disbelief. So it's not supposed to look so fake, mind you. You were supposed to literally like think of it as real. But again, like Travis said, Alexa Bliss, who gives a shit that she's 5 feet tall? She's possessed by this character, the Fiend, that's like a supernatural demon. So it doesn't matter what Asuka is or what her old character Kana did or whatever, because people are saying that Kana would have never, been scared of this. Okay, she's not Kana, she's Asuka, and she's playing a damn good role by being scared of Alexa Bliss, which is putting her over, which is in fact putting the Fiend over. So there are consequences here, am I supposed to say, well, AJ Styles just beat John Cena? There's no way. AJ Styles is 5'8". There's no way he's supposed to beat John Cena. That's not a good take at all. That is probably the most. He's listed at 5'10", 5'11" now. But
I'm pretty sure we're about the same height. When I worked at Universal Studios, I remember seeing him, and I'm like, you
worked at Universal?
Yes,
I've been there. I was there for TNA events a lot, so I might have run into you.
Probably. I was a valet there, so you may have.
Go figure.
Yeah.
Figure.
So I saw him out there. Like, I remember the first time I met Matt Morgan there, and I'm like, dude, you are huge. Like, why are you so fucking huge? But anyway, AJ Styles.
We're talking about his height, right?
Yeah, Travis, what are we talking about here, bro?
You want the truth?
What's up, Sauce? What?
I think Kenny wants to know.
I mean, if you really want to know, I mean, he was wearing sweatpants. But
Jesus Christ, man.
Here's the thing.
Oh, is that time already?
Peace.
Don't ask questions if you don't want the answer. So, anyway, I remember seeing AJ Styles when I was there. They used to just wander around all the time and shit. So it was just like, oh, he's really not very tall. He's about the same height as me, and I'm not that tall. I'm 5'9", 69 inches. So, I'm just, AJ beating up John Cena is not very realistic either. So it's just the same people who have that problem should have the problem here, and I bet they don't.
Exactly. That's kind of exactly what I'm trying to say, is that they're nitpicking for reasons to be mad about this, because I don't think anybody would have a problem if Stone Cold beat The Undertaker. I don't have a problem if AJ beat John Cena, but no, quote unquote 5'0" Alexa Bliss beating Asuka is a problem. I think that's a bias, and you're showing it in your tweet.
What we should be praising is Alexa Bliss's acting during this whole entire thing. Like, she has literally become one of the best actors in WWE right now. She's playing a very difficult role where she has to talk to herself a lot of the time.
Absolutely.
And she's doing it brilliantly.
I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that until you said it, because really she is playing off of herself.
She's
I've said this
herself.
I've said this about Alexa Bliss, right? Because a lot of people, IWC is very, very toxic. They go, well, she's just another blonde that Vince wants to push, right? And I said, when you say that, it discredits the fact that Alexa Bliss is given every role and shines. She's literally not failed in a role. I mean, she was given a host of WrestleMania spot. A spot that she had no business in being, as in, like, she's not a celebrity per se to host, but she did amazingly in it. She's been given this Fiend character, which is, she's been bubbly and she's been twisted, if you will, but she's never been dark goth kind of stuff. She went to that character, she's nailed it. So I don't know how you look at Alexa Bliss, right, and say, well, oh, she can't wrestle, she can't do this, because I see all these criticisms. She can't wrestle, she can't do this, she can't do this. I'm like, what Alexa Bliss are you looking at?
First
she's
woman
MVP.
To main event Raw
MVP
3 weeks in a row. MVP.
Right. Killing it.
Amazing.
Killing it.
So yes, trash. Absolutely a trash opinion.
Here we go. All right.
Yeah, if you didn't realize that,
Yeah.
Trash.
Hint, hint.
Your tweet is trash.
Facts. I'm in the water this Thursday.
Dude, I'm
Holy
telling
shit.
you. All right. That was 10th tweet. We'll go to the chat. First, really quick, these are rapid fire ones, so they don't really require as much insight. So deliver as much as you want. But Bama Dave says Roman Reigns should put himself in at number 30 this Sunday, win the Rumble with the help of the Usos, challenge Drew to unify the titles, and win.
I'd be okay with it.
Yes.
I don't want to. I think there are better scenarios, but like if it happened, I wouldn't complain at all.
Say that one more time, just so I know exactly what you're.
Roman wins. LOL.
Yeah, Roman wins the Rumble at number 30. Not only does he come in at 30, he also gets the help of the Usos, like super cheap. Challenges Drew at WrestleMania, which in this scenario, that means Drew beats Goldberg. I'm here for that. And then to unify the belts at Mania, in which case he does.
Oh, I'm all with that. Yeah, I had to make sure I heard you correctly on everything.
Outside of the unification, I'd rather him just walk around with both belts acting like absolute garbage.
Yeah. Well, I see unify as just the fact that he's both champs. But yeah, him having both belts, just
yeah, man. There we
with
go.
the Usos
So
behind him, Tamina comes
Either
back
way-
too. She's
either
part
way,
of the
it's
family too. I need the whole family there. Like, why isn't the whole family?
Why
a part
isn't
of this
Tamina
yet?
there? She's on the show. Who's
Yeah.
she tagging with right now? Who's tagging with? Who's she tagging with?
she came in as Billy Kay's
K.
like random tag partner, then ditched her for Natalia, and then disappeared again.
Exactly.
I
She
hate to
should
say
be
it though.
part of
They put her in the Curtis Axel kind of role where they're just gonna throw her wherever she's needed.
Which is
And-
why they should put her with the fucking
that. You mean
family.
the Cesaro role? Because that hurts.
No,
my
Cesaro actually gets more pushes compared to like a Tamina or like a Curtis Axel. That's kind of what I'm getting
Well,
at.
wasn't
That's
it
true, that's
Tamina? Oh, really quick, by the way, Bama, they like your tweet.
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't it they were pushing Tamina? She had a title match, last summer, fall, and they were like, "Yeah, she's been here for a decade, never won a belt." That was the story,
Yeah,
and I was
she
like,
she
"Good
did good
God,
in it,
that's
actually.
a great story, man."
Yeah,
To
it's
She
the
really
Kofi
shoulda-
Kingston story. It was the Kofi Kingston story because that
Yeah.
happened organically, but he was there 11 years before, he got his.
Yeah, I mean, luckily he had been like tag champ and IC champ before
Right.
that. But
Very true.
that Tamina and Nia Jax tag team should have been tag team champs at one point.
That was
though.
Nia Jax's fault because she went down with the double knee injury, but it's true. That I thought that was going to be the cornerstone, like the big, the strong domineering force in the
Yeah.
women's tag division. Where you have
should-
Tamina, kind of like the
do it again.
Barbarians, like the Road Warriors, like those
Yeah,
that type of
exactly.
team. But unfortunately,
Faces of fear kind of
Nia
thing.
got right, and then Nia Jax unfortunately got injured with double knee surgery, and then that didn't happen. So I think Tamina was just a victim of circumstance on that one. My
Yeah.
opinion.
Now imagine mixing them now with the Usos, with Roman. That would be crazy.
just
I would
there's
love
so
that.
time.
fast.
You got to bring
So
in that
fast.
one random cousin too to take all the pinfalls though.
That'd be crazy.
So
Yeah, Nia and Tamina as a tag team would be brilliant. The broadcast says.
I'm still holding out hope that The Rock's gonna come back this weekend and win the Rumble to challenge Roman and Mania. I know it's not gonna happen, but I still want it to happen. I still need
2023, bro.
I was going to
need
say
Shawn
Hollywood.
It's too late then.
Hollywood.
2020.
That's
Too
what I
late.
need.
How is it too late?
because this is the time when Roman's trying to ascend and become that tribal chief. The whole idea that I have in my head is like, if you want to become the tribal chief, you need to beat the chief. And right now, that chief is The Rock.
All right.
Nah,
So
Chief is Roman, bro.
in the
Not
chat,
until he beats The
Resident,
Rock.
Yeah.
you know what? Actually, I won't even try to show any bias. I'll just read the tweet, or the unpopular opinion in the chat really quick. D-Rod says Jinder Mahal had a better run as WWE champ than Drew is currently having.
Stop. Nope. That's the biggest trash take I've ever heard in my life, because Drew McIntyre, for you to look at Drew McIntyre and be given the adversity that Drew McIntyre was given to lead a company through the COVID era where there was no fans, how many people could have been given that in a new main event role and succeeded? If you don't
Not Jinder
see the
Mahal.
merit, if you don't see the merit in what Drew McIntyre did during this era, I think you were horribly misguided. Drew McIntyre, I'm going to give you one little scenario to show you how good he is, right? He literally said, for the record, he thought this was going to be cut. But at WrestleMania, when they were literally working with just the camera crew, just the announcers, just the wrestlers, and when he won the title, he looked at the camera and he said, thank you. Thank you to everybody sitting at home, because none of us had anything to do but watch WrestleMania, right? He said, I thought that was going to get cut. but they left it because it was a raw, organic emotion, a show of emotion that not many people would have had the balls to do, for the simple reason that the initiative in the WWE is to not look at the camera. But he understood the circumstance, understood that this was very different, and he did it anyway.
Normally you acknowledge the crowd, but this time the crowd was only in that camera.
Right.
So
right. And but like he said, the initiative, nobody told him to look in the camera. There's a hard rule in WWE, don't look in the camera. And yet he said, you know what? This will outweigh the rule because it's such an organic
It's
moment.
not so much don't look in the cameras, don't break the fourth wall.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. And he breaking the fourth wall meant so much for that moment. That was his WrestleMania moment, to break that fourth wall.
It's fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah, D-Rod's kind of a troll anyways.
Definitely don't agree with that tweet, bro. But you can't hate on Jinder Mahal's reign neither. That no one saw that one coming, and that
it was
shook
better
the
than it should have been.
business all up. Everyone was shook when
Yeah,
Jinder
yeah.
Mahal won that title. Is he better than Drew McIntyre? No, that title reign's
no.
nowhere near. And like Kenny said, there was just so much that went into Drew McIntyre's title reign and to the story of him getting to the title. Like, just the elimination of Brock Lesnar in the Rumble alone triumphs Jinder Mahal's reign. Just that alone.
They built a whole Rumble around Drew McIntyre. A lot of people don't realize that wasn't around Brock, because a lot of people were so pissed off at Brock Lesnar's involvement there. And I said, guys, just like any good movie, you got to have the sadness before you have the happiness at the end. The whole first half of the Rumble was Brock dominating, so that when he got fed to Drew McIntyre, it made Drew McIntyre look like a champ.
It was perfect stuff. D-Rod, your opinion is trash, like always. Really quick.
So there's consistent crap here from D-Rod.
Yeah, really quick, breaking in the chat. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but apparently some facts are getting dropped. Bama Dave says that, fun fact, Roman and The Rock are not related by blood. Was anyone aware of this?
Close enough.
Are they not related by blood?
So his thing is, he says The Rock's grandfather was given honorary membership in the Anoa'i family because him and Roman's grandfather were close.
So they're brothers.
Best friend brothers, just not blood.
I don't know this. To be honest,
I did not know this.
Yeah,
but
no, it's breaking in the Twitch chat. We'll Google it later.
We'll look this
We
up.
got
I
a
don't
show-
know
we got
how
a show to
accurate
do.
that is.
Yeah,
I don't know
how
you, so I
accurate
don't
that
know
is.
how right your your facts are, and I don't have time to fact check you right now.
All right.
But,
We're already running long, so let's go ahead and go down to the home stretch here. Tweet number 11 coming in from @ValPancakes. You know what? This one, it's not even
Val.
pro wrestling. It's just so outlandish I had to include it.
Okay.
@ValPancakes says, you know what? Hot Take Tuesday, The Office sucks.
Yes, Val. This is why we're friends, Val. No, yes.
Excuse me?
The glasses
sucks.
came off.
Excuse me?
The Office sucks.
Excuse me?
Worst show.
Yo, I really hate that I'm
Boring
not in
ass.
charge of this podcast and I can't mute you right now because that's kind of my thing. But what the fuck?
Office is doo-doo. Straight doo-doo.
See, I feel like I'm gonna diss Vertigo saying what I'm about to say, but fuck it,
You
this is
have an
my opinion.
unrefined sense of humor, so that's what's
This
wrong
is
with you.
right. That's what I was gonna say. There's actually a level of genius to The Office, which is the jokes are so dumb that the only way to play them off are if you are very intelligent. So I feel like people who like The Office are of a certain intelligence because they. That's why I said. That's why I said I feel like I'm gonna be dissing Vertigo, but this is how I feel. Like you have to be of a certain intelligence to like the Office because there's a level of It's just like if you don't like sarcasm, if you don't like literal humor. It's like the whole if a guy
If you haven't experienced the kind of shit that happens on The Office, that shit's real.
Vertigo has been murdered.
It's just boring, bruh.
which goes back to what I'm saying, just like the literal humor of like, so a horse walks into a bar and the bartender says, "So why the long face?"
Exactly.
It's an anti-joke. It is an anti-joke, but that's what makes it funny because to come from that level is like a whole different type of humor.
Yeah, but you also gotta like that type of humor. If you don't like that type of humor, you're gonna hate The Office.
But that goes back to WWE versus AEW because I'm gonna tie this all back together, brother.
Here we go, brother.
It's different strokes for different folks. I mean, you like different shit. What WWE offers might be theatric. The AEW offers more realism in sport. Like the AEW might do more flippy shit, quote unquote, and WWE might not. It just depends on what people like. I may not like one thing, but I can respect it.
That's fair. I respect that y'all like The Office, but respectfully, it is straight ass.
All right,
some
2-1.
people like
Now
that.
I know I can
Thank
never
you,
speak
Val.
to Vertigo
Comment of the night.
again.
Tweet of the night.
It's official. Vertigo will never be a guest on the Smacking It Raw podcast.
I blocked him already. I was
that's
blocking
fair.
him while we were talking.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
we'll never speak again. That's it. That's it. We can't be friends after this.
I already can't see you with those shades on anyway. I told you, big
Good.
good, bro.
It's good. Once again, your jealousy is showing right now. All right,
Jealousy?
It's okay. Yes.
With a
Oh,
2-1 vote,
Your,
at
your
Val,
plain ass black hoodie. What?
Your,
Is it plain?
your
Is it
opinion's
plain?
trash.
Is it plain? Or do you just
Oh.
not see?
Aye.
Oh.
All right, that's fire. I'll take
It's
it
like
back.
it's like an iceberg, brother. You can only see 10%. You couldn't see the rest. Yeah.
I'll take it back.
Oh,
Wow.
my
Okay. Wow. My
gosh.
my horrible Macho Man impression just killed the room.
Oh no, he was just trying to rob me for my hoodie and realized he was completely wrong. That's all.
That's
true.
I hold my
anybody know-
L's.
Oh, man.
I hold my L's tonight.
Oh man.
Wait, who's Front Car? Sorry, in the chat, Front Car apparently is somebody that we all know. I just don't know who they are.
Front card?
Yeah, Front Car.
I don't know. You
I don't know.
say who you are.
Announce
Because I just
yourself.
realized no one knows who I am.
Yeah, announce yourself.
While we
Who the
wait on
hell
the
is
answer, let's
this?
head on over to tweet number 12. Coming in from @Jester_J Rowe. Brock Lesnar was the only man who made sense in ending The Undertaker's streak.
All right.
Get
so,
what they're trying to say. But
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. The problem is I
Oh.
don't think the streak should have ended, period.
Diego,
That's
by
the
the way,
problem.
Kenny says you're the only person that would know.
oh, hey, there you go. What's up, man?
Okay.
So here's the thing. I don't think the streak should have ended, but I also think the Undertaker should have retired before this. Like, he should have stopped after that Hell in a Cell match to get number 20. That should have been it. He should have been done. However, if anybody on the roster is going to end it, like, I get it. Who else would it be?
John Cena.
I get the take. I
No.
get the take, which is that
Not John
who
Cena.
who had the legitimacy of a Brock Lesnar to end the streak.
Yeah.
So I get what they're trying to say. But to Travis's point, I was at WrestleMania 28, and I remember the feeling washing over me of once I saw that super kick of, oh my God, I came to Miami to see the streak end. He never topped that match. And then I was at WrestleMania 30 when the streak ended, and 28 took me more on a roller coaster emotionally than 30 did.
Of course, because
You know.
30 was just the beatdown of a man. Like,
Now, let's also add in the fact, let's be fair, Undertaker was heavily concussed early into that match.
That's
Doesn't
true.
even remember that day.
That's true.
So, so the asterisk on there will always be maybe they would have had a better match and it would have been awesome. And when it ended, it would have made more sense.
That's fair.
I get what they're saying. Brock Lesnar was the only guy, but my thing, right? Again, we're looking at this as a storyline. Brock Lesnar didn't need the streak on his resume, whereas someone like a Roman Reigns needed it on his resume. You give that to a guy who's on the come up, not necessarily a Brock Lesnar, because I was at 33. If that had been where the streak ended, right? Again, we're not even going to talk about the match because Undertaker had a hip issue.
Yep.
But if Roman had ended the streak there, like that was the streak moment, it would have meant so much more for the career of Roman Reigns.
I agree.
Yeah, I would say it would have meant more for Roman than it meant for Brock, but it was still a big part of what they ended up doing with Brock.
I agree with that.
So, yeah, I feel you when you say like it would have been meant more if they ended the Taker streak with that match with Roman Reigns. The hip injury and the concussion and shit aside, but I still think it's valid that they used Brock to end that streak. I get it.
And I also do feel like Undertaker didn't need to necessarily retire after 28. I feel like what needed to stop was that the Undertaker was putting himself back in those car crash type matches where it's like you're not going to come out of this and be able to walk the next day. Like every year it was Hell in a Cell or no DQ or it was always some type of crazy gimmick involved. I feel like if Undertaker had more singles, one-on-one style matches at WrestleMania, instead of always throwing himself into some kind of crazy match, his career would have lasted a little bit longer. and we would have been able to see a little bit more. Maybe that Roman and Undertaker match would have came out 10 times better if he didn't already throw himself into so many Hell in a Cell matches years before, you know?
In 2015, when he came in and did that little run at Survivor Series for his 25th anniversary, Undertaker looked like he was better than he'd ever been in years. You know what I mean? So I get what you're saying. At the same time, it's like I feel like they did those things at WrestleMania to hide his limitations. The gimmick matches, we can argue on whether it was successful or not, but again, I'm thinking that's the booking reason. It goes back to, again, we're just the questions about the streak, and it's like I don't think the streak necessarily should have ended. But to summarize, of all the opinions I gave to answer that tweet, if someone had to end the streak, you know what, I get why Brock Lesnar did it, so I'll give that a pass.
I get it. I agree. I give it a pass as well. He's legitimate. You put Brock Lesnar against someone, legitimacy is gonna come out. So
nice.
I agree.
At Jester_J Rowe, you got the second pass of the night. Official, at least. All right. Really quick, just a heads up, by the way. Really quick. Doesn't need too much explanation. Favorite Taker Mania match?
Michaels won. That was 25, right?
Yeah, 25.
Yeah. That's like, in my head, is like, if I think about it, best WrestleMania match of all time.
28 for me, because again, same thing. 29, he got concussed. Or no, 25. Sorry, he got concussed there. So 28. The reason I'm so partial, not only probably am biased because I was there, but to me, that was the end of the arc that Travis is talking about, because there was a 4-year program, a 2-year with Shawn Michaels and a 2-year with Triple H.
That was the end of the era match, right?
End of the era.
Yeah,
That's
right.
that's my favorite too.
That's when he should have retired. Like, I feel like
it
that should have been the
culminated.
end.
So to me, that's his best masterpiece, because it all culminated. Everything Travis is even talking about culminated with this match. So 28 for me.
Tried to
feel
catch
like
lightning too many
match-
times, man.
I feel like match, I gotta go with 25. I think the match was way better, but in terms of like wrestling as a whole, and you know that emotion that's
The
involved,
feeling, yeah.
that story that's involved, like that. Even let's take the match out of it. That look, that
At the
Undertaker at the ramp, that look that Undertaker and Triple H shared was just like that. That gave us everything we wanted for. That look itself was worth the ticket to admission. So it's
The look Shawn Michaels gave was worth
Yeah,
it.
all three of them at the top of that ramp.
When he
Three
was
of
like,
them.
no, I'm talking about like when
in the
streak
match.
didn't
Oh, in the
end.
ring, yes.
And
yes.
Shawn Michaels gave a look of like literally everything that said, we just gave him everything that we had and it still wasn't good enough. What the fuck do we have to do? Just the look said
that
it all.
match was pro wrestling. Like,
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
match was
Yeah.
complete-
That's why I
where
choose
they
it.
showed
Pinnacle.
you, if you want to take him out, you have to kill him.
Yeah, the
Right.
pinnacle
like,
of pro
it just meant-
wrestling.
it meant
So I'm a
much
sucker for
more.
storyline mixed with in-ring, just so we know.
Yeah.
So again, yeah, even though I think 25 is the best in-ring, it's just 28. Like
I feel
Virgil
you
was
on the
saying, it
story,
encapsulates it.
Yeah,
And
I'm a sucker for
I think
fictional
what
things.
puts 25 over the top for me too is because like I was watching that with a group of friends too. We were all just into it the way
The
we
moment.
just.
But that
the
goes
whole
back to
time for
emotion.
25,
So
yeah.
that goes to emotion though, because you felt the emotion in the room, right? That's why
Yeah.
it means so much to you personally.
Every,
So
like-
I can agree with that.
Yeah, every time that you know that long 2 count, we were just like, oh shit, did he get him? Oh no, he didn't. Oh shit, and we just like the whole time standing up, losing our
Was wrestling
shit.
fake? Was wrestling fake at that moment?
Oh, it was not.
Right, exactly. It was as real could be.
All right, boys, let's get on to tweet number 13 of the evening. Coming in from Mary_Shadows. Once again, actually, she's made it on here twice tonight. Coming at Ref Aubrey. She says, I really need Ref Aubrey to stop taking the spotlight away from the wrestlers in the ring. Stop being overly animated and reacting to every shot. It's fake and unprofessional, and if she wants a wrestling match, she should try. This was, I guess, spawned off of Tay Conti versus Serena Deeb. She felt that Aubrey was distracting the attention from the wrestlers to herself.
I don't remember this.
Exactly. Beautiful. No. It's a beautiful example. Actually, that right there, if she took so much attention away from Serena Deeb and Tay Conti, why the hell don't you remember it? So,
my
so
point.
you literally just kind of go. You kind of. I feel like people nitpick sometimes AEW for the sake of doing it. Ref Aubrey is a perfect example of what I feel like indie refs, have a place to do now, because she's in a company with the Young Bucks. The Young Bucks are in that same manner where they're over the top, where they're kind of, I don't want to say hokey, but there's a certain vibe about them.
Oh, they're hokey.
Ref
It's okay.
Aubrey
It's supposed
fits
to
that
be, though.
mold, but Ref Aubrey shouldn't be Earl Hebner. You know what I mean? Ref Aubrey has her own
Heavy.
thing. She has her own thing. To me, she enhances matches. I don't think she's ever distracted away from matches. Like even when oh my God, why can't I say his name? Lucha Brothers. What's his name? Pentagon.
Penta.
So when Penta El Zero does the glove thing and she tossed it to her and she messed up and they redid it, is that taking away from the talent? No, it's enhancing him, playing off of him. I feel like she does a good job. I feel like she's not credited enough. In fact, I don't know. I disagree with that completely.
Yeah, she does so well. Like, she adds so much to matches, and just the way that she like controls the match as well. Like I said, one thing I love about AEW is a whole referee discretion. So that adds more. When you're giving the referee discretion, you also giving the referee kind of like a character as well,
A personality,
right?
right?
Personality, because they have discretion compared to where there's a certain set of rules that they have to follow every single match in and out. It's
Perfect example. Who's Herb Dean? Who's Herb Dean, guys? Do you know who that is?
Nope.
UFC referee. My point is, the point I was trying to make is he's
I
got
know
a big
who he was.
personality.
I just wanted to see where you were going.
He's got a big personality, but the point is, and people are like, oh, it's Herb Dean, or Big John McCarthy had his own personality, and there were certain things that people liked about him, UFC fans. But I don't think anybody ever said, oh, well, Big John McCarthy's taken away from this fight. It was just like his presence added something to the match.
And what about Red Shoes?
Red Shoes is a perfect example in professional wrestling. In fact, what happened in Alpha versus Omega with the Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho match? He attacked Red Shoes' son, right? In that match. So if Red Shoes wasn't a personality, you don't get that little Easter egg moment.
Exactly.
I think Ref Aubrey does enough where she doesn't necessarily take away from a match. You notice her, but you're just not used to noticing referees. That is where your problem lies. A referee can have a personality, just like commentators now have personalities, where sometimes they did it in the past. Actually, no, scratch that. Bobby the Brain Heenan, did he take away from the match? He was a personality. So I don't know. Now, I will say, I'm not going to name names, but there was somebody in a promotion I worked at, that he was a ring announcer and he was trying to have his own personality. And I said, that doesn't work. That doesn't work. You can't be a ring announcer who has a personality, because then you just sound like NWO Sold Out or something. It's like,
what's your problem with Sold Out, man?
When we go off the air, I want more of this story. But
I want to know what your beef is with NWO Sold Out.
Marie,
I like NWO Sold Out. I'm saying that it doesn't have a place if there is no storyline inputted into it.
I figured that was what you meant, but I had to fuck with you a little bit.
You're just a dick. That's why.
I am.
Marie,
that is the dick.
Friend of the show. I hate to do this to you twice on the same night. Your tweet's trash.
Straight garbage.
Yeah.
Garbage. Throw it away. Leave.
Marie's actually pretty cool, though, by the way, you guys. She is actually awesome. She's a writer. Y'all should look out and support her.
Just drops trash tweets. I got you.
Just drops trash tweets, I guess.
As long as there's no X's in the screen name, I think I'm happy.
Yeah, exactly. At least she doesn't have X's
I'm too old for that
in her Twitter handle. We are.
Gotta give the credit for that.
All right, co-main event of the night, tweet number 14 of the evening, coming in from @TheStanding1, who hosts Putting You Over on Twitch, says ratings are overrated. Ratings does not mean your product is or was good or not good.
We already know Vertigo's take on that. He already said it.
We've talked about this already.
I knew we spoiled it earlier in the show.
Yeah.
He's like, damn it, that was my main event too.
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, I didn't really talk on it. So let me say. So ratings in the 90s were indicative of if you had a good product or not, because there was Nielsen ratings. Literally, there was people sitting in their living room watching television. To Vertigo's point, and he said it earlier, That's not how we consume media now. I heard something somewhere that said the phone has now become the television and the television has become the phone or something like that. It was some kind of comparison like that. And it's kind of true. We consume our media on our phone. We're live tweeting during shows. We're doing things. The TV is not really indicative of if wrestling is healthy or not. You know how I can prove that point? WWE just got $1 billion to have their product put on Peacock after they've been losing ratings for Monday Night Raw this year. So if ratings were so indicative of a successful business, WWE would have been dropped from USA a long time ago.
Yeah.
They realize how viable that library is in their history and what their product really brings. And they're like, oh, we need this. And they put up that money.
Now, because I don't like working in black and white, there are always shades of gray. I will say that it is very impressive that AEW is pulling the ratings that they are
in this era.
And the fact that they are a new wrestling show. So we can't lose sight of that either. I'm not just saying ratings are shit, but the fact that they're doing that, TNT is probably very happy. But no, it's not.
Sure.
It is not a one-stop shop. Ratings determine how successful a wrestling company is. It is not.
Got you. Yeah, this one we knew was answered before I even read it. At Standing Streamer, who actually boasts about having outlandish takes, this isn't one of them. They like it.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
You sound like a rational thinking human being here. I
That's
don't know
surprising.
you personally, but know.
You just...
Outlandish my ass.
Wait,
you made more sense than everybody else who tweeted.
Now, Vertigo, I know you've been on a lot of shows, so I'll give you a pass if you don't remember. I think you've been on his show, possibly.
Yeah, for sure. I've been on his show.
Yeah.
Great dude. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good character, man.
100%. That's why when I love it when friends of mine say smart shit, because that was extremely smart to say, bro.
You say that like that doesn't happen often.
I mean,
You need to pick better friends, bro.
I'm gonna click this and send
surprised
it
by
to
your
him.
friends
I mean,
having good opinions.
hey, I'm in a chat with you, Travis. So I mean,
Damn.
I mean, when did I ever
I'm
say
gonna come
you were
at
my
you all
friend,
night,
though?
bro.
When did you ever? When did I ever say you were a friend? When that
So
happened?
we ain't friends now, bro.
I mean, once you
How we
just-
gonna be friends if you had to block me? So that means you had to be my friend first.
My heart's breaking actually watching the two of you fight because I could sense the friendship, and it's just breaking my heart to see y'all fall apart on the Smack Raw podcast right now.
No, this is what I'm about, man. I want controversy.
Right.
If you guys could actually lob some more personal insults, I'm here for it.
Yeah, we're gonna
now
have
that
to
you
have
mention
a
it, Travis.
battle show.
I'm just kidding.
Now
All
that I
right.
mention it.
Was
You
this Nick
guys,
Cannon's
listen,
wilding out?
man.
What are we doing here?
I told you 45 minutes to an hour. We're an hour and 20 in. It's been awesome. Let's go ahead and get this final tweet in, and then I'll let you guys plug your stuff. Tell everybody what you got going on. Tweet number 15 of the evening.
My headphones died, by the way, so if I'm silent, that's why.
Okay. Coming in from Heel Pops and Chair Shots at HPC Too Sweet. They said Taker has done more damage to his legacy out of the ring than any match ever could.
That's a spicy one.
I like this. This is a good main event one.
This is a spicy one.
Give him credit for creating
Because
one.
there's times when I see shit that he says and things that he does, like even during that documentary, I'm like, oh, that shirt, man, that shirt.
That
shirt.
I was looking at the shirt too.
That shirt. Why are you wearing that, man? Why are you wearing that? I know you a Texas boy, and I know a lot of them here. You
By the
one of
way,
them?
I think we lost Kenny for a moment.
Yeah, it looks like we lost Kenny.
Yeah. But
No,
He
Come
froze
back.
and everything. Look at his face. Look at it.
he's so happy.
He is. He seems so pleased.
oh, this is about to mess up my stream if his window drops. Oh, my cropping's going to be so bad. Anyways.
But yes, I can see why some would say that. Now, his other takes and all that when he called the current product soft and things of that nature, I know why he said it.
Mm-hmm.
He's not, I wouldn't say he's wrong. He's just of a different era. That's really what it is.
Exactly. It's LeBron versus Michael Jordan all over again. That conversation. Like, we could argue all we want about it, but at the end of the day, they're
At
from
the
two
end of the day,
different
Jordan's
eras.
better. Right, exactly.
Two different eras.
Yo, by the way, quality chat. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you guys. Rick Havitt from Young Kings Wrestling Podcast says,
Oh, he's the one I like. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Kenny looks like he got killed by the Joker with the laughing gas.
Oh, and that's it. We've lost Kenny completely.
There he is. There he goes.
Your cropping is all off now, isn't it?
It's all off
It's
now.
not that bad. If he comes back, I'll figure it out. But let me just. There you go. We'll just make do with this. It's all good.
Okay. But anyway,
Anyways, Taker legacy ruined.
He didn't ruin his legacy, but there's been times he's pissed me off. I'll say that.
Yeah, his legacy's not ruined. He just said some dumb shit.
Yeah. I wouldn't go as far as calling it dumb shit. I call it just old man shit.
All right, I'll give you that. He said some old man shit. That's fair.
And then, Goldberg came along and said it a little bit better, so it's not as hurtful. But
but to still call him soft, like you gotta like the thing about it is that like wrestling today, the moves that are done, like the impact that and the amount of stress that these wrestlers, including myself, put on our bodies. So it's like to call it soft. It is quite insulting. I can understand why a locker room would get pissed about being called soft, but still,
a torn Achilles.
I'm not
is that
mad
soft?
about it.
Broken collarbones. You know what I mean?
Call him. If you call me soft, all I'm gonna do is work 10 times harder to prove why I'm not soft. So I kind of think that the locker room just needs
I
to
should
take
keep
it.
calling you soft. Then
If you call me, the more you call me soft, is Kenny's back. Yes.
Hey.
So my Zoom decided to crash, and I think Travis did it, and I don't know what happened there.
I thought about it, but it actually wasn't me this time.
But it's
it was
okay.
you.
It's all right. I understand that I had trash.
Well, here's the thing: when I do things like that, I own up to it because I'm proud of it. But this time it wasn't me.
Kenny,
So
did you
who
hear the
called him
final
soft?
tweet?
I didn't hear that one.
Okay.
Yeah, let's let
The
him.
Undertaker called him soft.
By the way, you froze on air and got quality roasted in the Twitch chat.
Because you were so happy, dude.
Froze like.
All right, so we're already halfway into this, but I'll go ahead and let
Travis,
you
keep
catch up.
Keep smiling at him.
Heel pops and chair shots. HPC Too Sweet says Taker's done more damage to his legacy out of the ring than any match ever could.
Wow, I disagree. First of all, I disagree. I'm like, wow. I was tempted to let them stay like that and see how long we could do that.
Somebody was gonna break first. Like it was whoever landed first, it was over.
I think this is a problem wrestling fans have. I don't think that sometimes they can separate the person outside of the ring from the person inside of the ring. And I want y'all to understand the Undertaker is retired. So anything to do with his career is now scratched. As in, like, there's no way he can hurt it shy of killing somebody or doing something like that, you know? He can't really do anything. Anything you're hearing right now is Mark Calloway and his opinions. It is up to you to filter that, not up to Mark Calloway to be separating the Undertaker from who he is post-retirement. So I completely disagree with that take.
If I could extend, just like, you know, I try on these shows not to get too involved with the swinging of the decisions, but this one has been kind of like a hot topic lately, and I'm not gonna like lean too heavy on preaching one side or the other, but I do believe that we live in an age where we expect somebody to be morally perfect or morally evil, and we forget that everybody has good and bad, and you got to be willing to take it both. Kenny's still here. Okay. So that's my thing, man, is we hold people to such a high standard that when they falter, it's like we expect their whole kingdom to come crashing down around them. And I don't know if that's the case, but that's my 2 cents.
I agree. And I don't agree with anything Undertaker says politically, but that's not my cross to bear.
sure.
I'm not here to judge him on that.
Oh, I'll judge him for it.
Yeah,
You know,
Shirt.
on personal level,
that's
yeah.
his career,
I'm not
though.
here to say, well, the Undertaker is shit then.
Oh no, that has
It's
nothing to
not
do with
like
his
he
MVP.
did
That's
like,
cancel
Hulk Hogan
culture,
did
Kenny.
in 2015.
That's cancel culture. You
Stuff,
don't
the
do
stuff
that
that
here.
Hulk Hogan said, that stuff you can judge for.
Oh yeah.
The Undertaker hasn't done anything to warrant that kind of hate.
Agreed. Just some disagreement. Like, you could disagree. Like that's perfectly fine. That's what arguments is. You agreeing and disagreeing. So we can disagree with the Undertaker, but that doesn't necessarily mean that now his career is shit.
Yeah.
Right. And I feel like that's a shot on you if you can't have an opinion with somebody else. Like look at the four of us. We've all had differing opinions on here, and yet I know the camera's gonna stop rolling and we're all gonna have fun, we're gonna laugh. And to take it to a personal level like that, like that's on you, man. That is on you if you take it to that level. If you can't hear a differing opinion and go, okay, I can respect that, but this is what I feel, then that's your fault.
Wonderful. So we agree that his legacy is not ruined by his out of the ring antics.
No,
Absolutely.
Nah.
absolutely not. Nothing he has said can change WrestleMania 28 for me.
There you go. Heel pops and chair shots for the final tweet of the evening. Your tweet is trash.
Boom!
Bam. There we go. Yeeted that out. By the way, I know you guys can't hear it. Every time I say someone's tweet is trash, it just yeets them. That's
Nice.
That's it, man. Yeah. Hashtag yeet that tweet. All right, man. You guys, thank you so much. We went way over on the time that I was anticipating. I had fun. Hopefully, I didn't.
Kenny
impede on
talked
your
too
guys'
much.
Time.
Nah, Kenny was stuck smiling. That's what it was.
That's what it was. Oh, by the way, the quality roast, you were stuck smiling, and they said you got offed by the Joker with the laughing gas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
Wait,
that was
we were
beautiful.
saying like jokes.
Oh.
Oh, my God. Really quick, before I let you guys go and we wrap up this podcast, I'm going to go ahead, open the floor up to you guys. You all are grown adults. You figure out between all of you who goes first. Plug anything you want to plug. Put yourself over. Let them know what you got going on. And the floor is yours, boys.
I really hate not being in charge of this the Zoom
Good.
call, so I can't
Good.
just mute him.
Good. Mute yourself. All right, good. Vertigo's talking. Here we go. Word. Yurt. Come through. Follow me at Matt Vertigo on Twitter. Matt_Vertigo_Pro on Instagram. That's where I'll be posting a lot of videos, a lot of cool stuff. I'll be going live. Come through to my live. We'll be working out together. That's one thing. I love to work out with fans. I love working out with my friends. So then we could all work out together and just, peace and beauty and love all together. If you want to come through to my merch store, you could join the Drip Drop. All right, come through to the Drip Shop on my yo, Kenny, bro, that smile, dude, is killing me right now. I'm gonna be laughing about that forever. But yeah, come through to the Drip Drop, MattVertigoApparel.com. Check out my pro wrestling tees, Matt Vertigo. Just come through, bro. Shoot me a message. We'll talk. It's all good. All right, Travis, you hater. You can go ahead and talk, bro.
No, I'm not ready yet. Go ahead.
All right, good. Kenny.
I don't want to go if Travis don't want to go, but
We have to
First
end
of
this
all,
show. Plug your
thank you
shit.
all for allowing me to share my smile with
You have
so
to end this show.
many wonderful people. Saw my smile for a good 5 minutes. Y'all thought that I left, but in reality, I just wanted y'all to see it and be a bunch of haters about it. But here we are. AKFYT Wrestling is how you can follow me on social media. Obviously, that stands for Kenny for Your Thoughts Wrestling. If you just Google search a Kenny for Your Thoughts, you can find us on every single audio platform, your favorite audio platform. If you really, really want to help us out, youtube.com/a Kenny for Your Thoughts. We post live weekly episodes, usually Fridays at 10 p.m. But yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it. This was fun. Next time, let's do it without Travis because I can't stand him and he's my blood enemy.
Does that
He's
mean
like
we're
the
friends
opposite
now,
of
Kenny?
Peter Maivia
Good.
and the Anawahi family.
Never
So-
speak
so-
to
I
me
hate the
again.
most.
Ever.
Am
in
I getting
life.
unblocked, Kenny, now? Does that mean we're
Yeah,
friends?
yeah. I already unblocked you and reblocked Travis.
All right,
Good.
cool. I'm cool with that.
It's exactly the way I want it.
That's what I like.
Never speak to me again. Either one. of
Hater.
you. Anyway, follow me on both
All right,
Twitter
that's
and
enough.
Instagram
That's
at
enough.
Sir
We run out of time.
_Cussalot. Shut the fuck up. That is at SIR_CUSSALOTT. Also, you can follow the whole crew at Creation World on both Twitter and Instagram. That is at CREATIA World. The Creation World. At The Creation World. I'm not going to tell you how to spell world because you're an adult. Get a goddamn dictionary. Also, go to, the website, creationworld.com. That's where you can find out all about us, about the whole crew, who we are, what we do. If you're a wrestling fan, there's Smacking It Raw every week, hosted by the Warden Matt Ritter and sexy Vince Delgado. And then we got oh yeah, Kyle doesn't like Vince anymore.
You getting kicked off the show tonight.
I mean, look. I didn't steal him. He came to me.
You hear that, Kyle?
Look, y'all want to enjoy our soppy seconds. It's all good.
Snake.
I wiped him off first.
Anyways.
So I think that's about. Oh yeah, also the Facebook group, facebook.com/SmackingItRaw.
Fantastic, man. Thank you guys for joining us. By the way, if you ever want to be featured on Unpopular Opinions, you can either tweet us at SmackDrawPod or head on over to patreon.com/SmackDrawPodcast. Join the DDT tier. We will actually feature your video of you providing the unpopular wrestling opinion live on the show, where we can debate it and either give you a pass or go ahead and yeet that tweet. But once again, thank you guys for joining us. Thank you to my awesome panelists. And for everybody else, until next time, y'all have a good one.
We out.
Fantastic, man. Same show.